I've not got a huge amount to say about this bike. It's, as you can see, it's not really complete. But it is relatively rare. And when I've had more complete versions of this bike or similar bikes in the past, they've always sold well. And I've ridden and raced one of these slightly newer than this one, and it was flipping great bike. The thing never missed a beat. It was cracking thing. So this is what I believe to be a 1976 KTM 250 GS. I'm not a huge KTM aficionado, so I'm not 1,000,000% certain about that. I'm going off the frame number, which starts 550, so I believe that makes it a 1976, and the engine number starts 541. There is a KTM Penton website which has a few bits of information on there, and it actually has a picture of a frame number which starts 550, and it says that that's for a 76 KTM 250, but it says that that's an MC5. Now I think that the main difference would have been the engine, so further down it goes into identifying the engines, and it says that a 541 is a 250 GS, so that's what I've gone off. As you can see, it's not complete, it's not in the best condition in the world. One of the things I wanted to find out was, did it turn over? And yes, it does. Now, I discovered when I was doing that the head isn't bolted down, so the head just comes straight off. You can see the piston going up and down. My dog thinks I'm going to try and start it. He doesn't realise there's no way I'm starting this thing. So you can see the piston going up and down. There is a bit of rust in the bore, but I mean, that would, whatever you're going to do with it, it's going to need a full rebuild, right? I would say, you know, the bore doesn't look bad. Definitely need honing out. Whether you rebore it or not is up to you. But so, because spinning the sprocket turns it over, it was actually in neutral earlier, and so there we go, that's back in neutral now, and so I can get it into there we go, that's first, neutral, second, that might be a false neutral, third, fourth, fifth, and I think, yeah, sixth, so back down to fifth, fourth, third, second, and neutral. So there we go, we've got the gearbox is in existence. It turns over, missing a card. The head needs bolting down. Lots of the nuts and bolts on it are wrong, even down to the rear axle. I'll show you that in a second. Let's spin the old camera around, let's have a closer look at it. I've done the gearbox check for you there. I'll try and show you it actually turning over. I'll take that head back off so you can see. And then, yeah, I'm not going to get it running or riding, I don't think. Go any further with it. Let's, there we go. It's turning over. You can see slightly rusty in there. But as you would expect, I mean, there's no plug in the flipping head, and I bet this thing has been sat out in the rain and everything. The clutch actuator is not bolted in. The frame actually looks pretty good. It's only got one shock on it, and that shock is not working right. It's very, very, very bouncy. Yeah, but like I say, the frame is pretty good actually. The lower frame rails are not dented at all. It's quite surprising that it's so good. It's not bolted, so that'll just lift off. Someone's ground away some of the paint on there, so it's going to need repainting or powder coating. I mean, I suspect whoever buys this has either already got one or got a lot of parts for one anyway. But yeah. So it's got the chrome on the forks is pretty good. The forks don't seem to be compressing, so there's something locked up there. The front rim, couple of, like there's a little nick in there. These are the kind of rims where there's studs inside to hold the tyre on. Flipping nightmare to change them. I hate doing that. Yeah, a few little nicks on both sides, but no dents as such. Some nice fork caps on there. I'm going to say someone's started taking the front end off and maybe just bolted it back together quickly. Might have a bit of a puncture. Like I say, the frame looks good. The engine actually, you know, although it's not 100% complete, the kickstart's missing. It's going through the gears, it's turning over. It's amazing really that it's doing that. Dome in the head looks pretty good. 1976. It's, you know, it's 46 years old. Like I say, I don't think that's the right shock anyway. The rear axle, they've put a little end bearing in and a part of a gearbox, a gear in there as a spacer, and a bit of tube on this side. So that's something that's definitely not right. Swing arm looks pretty good. There would have been a side stand which is missing. We've got the top part of it, but not the lower. It's got the foot pegs. It's got the pipe. The pipe isn't immaculate. Someone would be able to fix. Well, they'd be able to fix that bit. But would they be able to fix that bit? Don't know. If you had a different front part, you'd be able to cut one off and joint it. But it has got the pipe, so you know, someone will be able to do something with that. All in all, she's a bit sorry for herself. She's not the best in the world, but if you've got one of these or you're wanting one, I reckon the engine wouldn't take a huge amount of work to get going. The rest of it just would depend. So I would class this as a parts bike, and that's what I'll be advertising it as. Else to say about it really. There we go. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.